The Kentucky Wildcats are preparing for their matchup with the Troy Trojans in Milwaukee. And on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast, we're going to give you 3 keys to victory for the Cats to take down Troy. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, publisher over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI. Joined, as always, by Carson Nash. And Carson, it looks like I got the dates mixed up, didn't I? And you tried to explain that to me, but it just flew over the head, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I tried to tell you yesterday that we played on Friday, but seems
so y'all will appreciate this. So, we plan our week. We normally like to do our game preview the day before the game. And I don't know why, but and you told me that yesterday, and I was like, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. And it just never hit me. And then we literally pressed record. This is 10 minutes ago, pressed record to do the game preview. And I went, wait a minute. Today's Wednesday. Our game's on Friday night. We should do the, and Carson was like, I told you that 8 times. And I was like, oh. So, yeah, Nashville's still clearly gotten to us. If you missed it yesterday, we did a live. You can find that on the channel if you just click live. We went through both of our brackets, about an hour-long fun video. Had some people in there interacting. We also did a bracket challenge. Want to tell you all that weren't in the live. If you, on the ESPN tournament challenge, type in the group Wildcats Today. That's the group name. And then the password is Sprite, Sprite. You can join that. No entry fee. Winner gets $50. So go join that. We've already got almost 50 people in there.
Yeah, it's getting crowded in there.
So, and there's a Tennessee fan in there, which is crazy. Did you see that? Yeah.
Well, if he picks Tennessee to go past the Sweet 16, it's probably.
Then I don't like his chances. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then the link to the bracket challenge is on our Twitter, which will be floating on the bottom of the screen all video. So go follow our Twitter and get in the bracket challenge for a chance at $50 with no entry fee. So, Carson, 3 keys to victory for the Cats to take down the Troy Trojans. And the number one I've got here is the defensive rebounding. The defensive rebounding is going to be massive for Kentucky in this game. It's been an issue at times. Rebounding's been a problem at times. But this Troy team is 11th in all of college basketball when it comes to offensive rebounding. Now, Carson, I think you and I kind of had a bit of an observation on that. You want to share what we talked about with that?
Yeah, sometimes missing shots makes you a lot better at the offensive rebound numbers, like we saw with A&M when we previewed them too. So
yeah.
Some of
they build a lot of houses down there in College Station.
Some of it may be their field goal percentage being a little low.
Well, and once again, to keep throwing stats at you, they are 342nd out of 355 teams when it comes to 3-point percentage. They shoot 29.9% from 3. So, and I watched film on Troy today, and what was so funny is Texas A&M is a great offensive rebounding team. They're good at it. Now they brick a lot of shots, but they position themselves well. This Troy team is just so bad at shooting that they get open look. That they get easy rebounds and put back layups and all that. And although interestingly enough, and we'll talk about this when we do our preview tomorrow, they do shoot a solid amount of 3-pointers. When I first saw this, the way they play, I was like, I bet you they probably only don't shoot a ton of threes, and they're kind of an inside team. They shoot 25.6 3-pointers per game, which is 70th in college basketball. You want to take a guess of which team is only 2 spots ahead of them?
Oh, Tennessee.
Kentucky.
Oh.
Kentucky is 68th at 3-point attempts per game at 25.7. So I just thought that's crazy. For example, we want I wish we'd shoot
that
more.
Is a lot. I feel like our numbers should be higher
than that. Well, Pope wanted it to be 32 to 35. We've just never really kind of gotten that. I think it's because of how good Amari's been. I think that plays a bit of a role. But so defensive rebounding is key for me here, Carson.
I think that's a great point. I mean, that's probably the sole focus on this game, right? Because you've got the major size advantage down low with Amari and Andrew Carr. Andrew Carr is finally fully healthy. And their tallest player that plays meaningful minutes, which is I associate that with anything over 10, is 6'8". So I would hope that we could box out against these guys. Like me and you talk about physicality as in like A&M, Mississippi State, Tennessee, some of these really physical SEC schools. But this is Troy. This is not the same physicality that's in the SEC. So we should be able to box out and do our job there.
If you want to see physicality, you just give a phone call to John Payne Isley, is what I always say. Because he
wants to hit something hard.
He wants to hit something hard. Hit it. So what do you have for our second key to victory in this game, Carson?
Yeah, I put protecting the ball, right? Don't turn the ball over. And I think a huge key to that will be Lamont coming back, right? But Troy is very good at forcing turnovers. They're 54th in the country. They do it 13.7 times a game. So they like to speed their opponents up and create off the turnovers. So we do sometimes have a problem with that. And in March, turnovers are hurtful, very, very hurtful. So I'm hoping we can. They have a really good defense. They're going to throw a lot of different looks at us. I'm hoping Lamont can weather that storm and distribute the ball well enough to where I'd say anything under 10 turnovers is good.
Yeah. I mean, it's the game. Like, I think you could probably turn it over 12 times. And I think you'd be fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you turn it over under 10, you win.
Yeah. I think you don't win. You steamroll. I think so. Yeah, I agree. You got to take care of the ball. Turnovers have been, we've had 17, 18 turnover games in SEC play. It's been an issue.
And our losses, our turnovers are a lot higher than our wins.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of it has been Lamont being in and out of the line. If you really think about it, Lamont honestly hasn't even had time to really adjust to anything. I mean, he gets hurt and then he's healthy, then he's hurt, then he's healthy. He hasn't had time to really get to, which is the case right now as well. It's not like I'm getting ready to say so now he's back. I mean, he just missed our last game. But so I just think if he can get in a groove and be able to stay healthy, hopefully he can help us take care of the ball as a team. But yeah, if you turn it over 10 or less times, honestly, I'd say 12 or less times. I think that we dominate the team. It's when you get if they turn us over 17, 18 times is when you go, and they turn those into 25 points or whatever. My third key to victory here is putting pressure on the ball when we're on defense. Defense has been the biggest concern of this team all season long. There's no question about that. We're sitting in inside of the top 60 in Ken Palm right now, which is great, knowing that it was in the 120s a few weeks ago almost. But the pressure, if we can get turnovers and get out and run, this Troy team will not be able to slow the Cats' transition offense. We are one of the best teams in the nation when it comes to transition offense. If we get out and run, I don't see a world where Troy's going to be able to stop us, whether it's transition layups, dunks, or three-pointers. So I think if we can put pressure on the ball, we have not created a lot of turnovers this season. It'd be great if we could create some in this game and get out and run, because I don't think Troy can handle our transition offense.
100%. And what Troy will try to do, they love to get in a set defense and throw different looks at you, switch into different zones, whether that be like a 1-3-1 or 2-3, anything, just to switch up looks. So if you get turnovers and get out in transition, this game could get ugly really, really fast.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say, and I think we'll talk about this more, those are our keys to victory. We were going to do our preview today until we realized that I am a moron. But, I just think we need to look at this, Kentucky fans. I've been talking to a lot of people about this. I think we got to stop looking at these 14 seeds as the boogeyman. I think we need to look and say, we should beat the crap out of this team. We should beat the crap out of it. We should win this game by 15 plus points. We should. And I just think we need to get that mentality back. I think that these last 5 years, we get so scared of I think there's a lot of people, and maybe they wouldn't admit it, but they're more scared of this game than they are the round of 32. Like, seriously.
Yeah, which I don't really understand, because on paper, this should be a game that you dominate. Last year, me and you put terribleness out into the world when we talked about Jack Golke going for a crazy game. That was bad, but they don't have a Jack Golke.
No, they don't.
Right? They don't. So this should be a game where we win by 10 plus comfortably.
Yeah, so. And it should never be in these teams too. Whether
Pope has been good against these teams his whole career, though.
Yeah.
If you look in the quad that Troy's in, Pope has dominated and covered the spread against most opponents in that quad. So I'm not too worried about it. I know BBN is going to be very nervous just based on the optics and the fact of, we got bounced early last year, but this is a game that we should walk in and win pretty easily.
Yeah. And I'm also tired of hearing that, well, Pope hasn't won a game. He's 0-2. He's lost to an 11 seed as a 6 seed twice. Most recently last year, it was against Duquesne at BYU. And then that BYU team kicked things off in the 6-11 game with the year that Ju Zhang took UCLA deep in the tournament. They beat BYU and Mark Pope the first game.
That was an awesome tournament.
Yeah, it was. It really was a good tournament. But so Pope's 0-2. I'm tired of listening to it. Go beat the crap out of Troy so people can shut up and you can say Mark Pope. I will never have to hear again Mark Pope's never won a game in the NCAA tournament. Well, in that on Friday, shut the heck up about it. So, yeah, but those are our keys to victory. Carson, you got anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's all I got. Hope everyone has a good Wednesday. We're going to be bringing you that preview tomorrow, so that should be fun.
Yep, and then we'll have a lot of – there's some portal stuff starting to heat up. We'll get to some portal conversations this
Bryce
week.
Hopkins just re-entered.
I said, would you actually want him if he came back?
See, I think he would fit us pretty good because he can shoot from the outside. I don't know, though. He has so many injury scares. I just think with our luck, that dude's going to come here and get injured and he's not even going to play.
Yeah. So, but we'll have portal conversations. There's a lot of guys that came from Wyoming. We got a lot of portal conversations to have probably next week.
I'd say we give it
now.
Yeah, we got to give it a while because some of these, most of the guys haven't even entered the portal yet.
Yeah, technically, I believe if I'm right, it opened yesterday, technically.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot that has to unfold here. So we'll get to that probably when Kentucky's out of the tournament. I would much rather next week talk about
April 2nd or 3rd or 4th.
Huh?
April 2nd, 3rd, or 4th.
Around when what?
When Kentucky's done with the tournament.
Yes, precisely. So the goal is to on next week be talking about our matchup with Tennessee or UCLA, not talking about X, Y, and Z player in the portal. So that's the plan there. But yeah, tomorrow we will have a preview on the game. A little bit.
I have one more message. Okay. So tomorrow night at I think around 6:50, maybe like 7 o'clock at Rupp Arena, Tennessee plays Wofford. Everyone go and buy some sort of Wofford type of colors and wear it and go to Rupp Arena and cheer against Tennessee. The tickets are $3. We do not want Vols to win. Let's go. We can change it. Let's make a difference. Let's do it.
We'll be. Have you seen like the Storm Chasers for the Barstool Storm Chasers? We could be that. Yeah. I want to go. I'm serious. I want to go.
They're $3.
$3 tickets. I'll go sit up there and I'll have a Sprite or two and I'm going to yell at Tennessee players.
Well, at the SEC tournament, their fans didn't have any problem staying and watching our games. So yeah, I'm going to go watch your games and I'm going to chirp.
Yeah. If I watched Wofford beat Tennessee in person,
I'd rush the court.
Yeah. I might take the night in jail for that. I might. I really might. I might. I got to look and see if I actually Amazon a Wofford t-shirt right now, if it would be here by tomorrow. I don't know that.
We can also switch over to our blue earlier in the day,
and go for Creighton.
The Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah. The Blue Jays. I'd like to go to that game in all honesty, but the tickets to that one are expensive because, for some reason they act like Louisville fans are going to travel for this.
Every business should give people tomorrow and Friday off of work. Don't you think?
Yeah.
That should be a rule.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I plan to wake up at 6 a.m, get everything done by noon, and to watch basketball the entire day. So I'll be 6 hour day. Is that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure. It's a little 6 hour day. Just get in, get out. Hey, boss. Tough knucks, and then out of there. So yeah, that's my plan. But yeah, I think we'll be there rooting on the Terriers. So if y'all want to come see Tennessee lose, come to Rupp Arena tomorrow night.
Yep.
Like we said in the beginning, we have a bracket pool challenge. It's on our Twitter, which is still scrolling below there, Wildcats Today _, which go and follow that. We have lots of good stuff on there. Is a link to it. But then if you want to just go through the ESPN, it's just type in Wildcats Today, and the password is Sprite with a capital S. Sprite with a capital S. So go join that. If you win, you get $50, no entry fee. But that's going to do it for us today. Hit that subscribe button. And tomorrow we will come at y'all with a preview of Kentucky's matchup with the Troy Trojans. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on the Wildcats Today podcast.